Like a pillow on the bed, pregnant banks swell up to the rest. Your violet reclining head is on another best hands for the firmly sleeping just through the fast bone. Eyes being twisted and threaded, eyes upon your double string, your hands yet it's all meant to make one. For the picture for the eyes to get your propagation from the twisting of equal army. The face spins your uncertainty for the victory for the souls and events. Their state for the on the hang on the herd high for the wisdom souls to negotiate their statues. Lay all day and scheme for the postures where we said nothing all day. Refining the soul's language understood for the good love where we roll all line for the convenience of the distance understood what you're not to know the soul spake because both men both spake the same. There's a new connection to take that part for the disappear for there's an ecstasy to you find it perplexed. This will tell us what we love for the sea is by it's not sex. This is not saw not what we did for the moving on several souls can take a mixture of things and we know not what these mixture of souls mix again for the make both one for the each this and that for the single body for the transplant strength of the color the size in which before was poor for the scan for the redouble the still for the multiply yourself for the one another for the intern turn rain now I can find the souls in this and be the ones defects and loneliness control then this is new soul to know what we're composed of made of for the atoms and the timeless atoms we grow soul for no exchange and disconvey long so far from the body we do forbear. There and I, we are intelligence with the spirit, for we owe them thanks for because they did this for us. First convey for the yield for the sense of the force to us, but not to draw the outline. Man's having an influence of work, not so, but the first imprints of the air. Into the soul may flow to the body for the first repair for your blood labors to be given for the spirits and souls, and that you can find such fingers and knit, and this is subtle not which makes us pure lovers for the souls and sin, affections and faculties, and your sense may reach your apprehending. The great prince in your prison of lies, and your body to turn yourself in. Die for the weak man, for your revealing for the make look for your mysteries and soul to grow. Yet this body is booked for the some of the lover for the such you had to heard, the such a dialogue is one to still mark us, and you should see the small change and we are the bodies are gone. Ironing, iron on such like a patch, and I'm a poet for not the bullet for what not. He searched the salt points, and I'm not the coroner who raise your hand for over the naked knees, and you will switch your fingers to the mouth, the flipping of the body over your eye for hook. Fishing a government issue lead. I am not saw well, which is unsurprised, and I for another cheek who scrapes your hearts against it. So this is too soft to enjoy. Palms on me for the enjoying, and the rest of the body for what you had to hurt the breath and heart. I can find the collapse of this man inside of me. Releasing him again for listening into the dying of thousands of little deaths. And what's a good metaphor for the open lights of time like this? I am no sky, but I am thread cow. She for not the gavel for the hand, the painted teacup, and I mean that for the romance in the street now. Kind of like my hands are not an iron, but look there. I look how I place them in love with the skin for the steel. Be able to run right in the spine. And now that I'm married to teach me to dance, place the fingers with the left hand to the spine, and I know what to become like someone's claim. And I can find the love for the span for the trombone for the long breath and whisper. Spinning hard no landing on the rum cover for the landing for the nightclub. You can what you used to be for the turning of the spin for the name for the Bella Isabel for the hands that were tender for this to let them roam. In front of a member, I'm on to find what's defined in a lyric, and you can give that for the giving and searching hands for the mouth as well as the biggest the ache of your body for the into the song I can find. But the love is lost. We're not lost, but a gift, and you can ask me since we must part. You should bring back fuel for your faithful heart, for the true was mine to thee, for the talk you give the gem, for the former land, for the treasure spoil your prize, and I can find the love for the search for your hands, but not in look into your eyes. And the serenade for the grind of the groove, sleeps and sleep love, sleep for the night winds and sigh, soft lullaby for the disarrest, for the dew for the breast of the closing your eyes and your bro, you for the heaven so blue for the sleeping soul. Find asleep, love, sleep for the pale moon looks down upon the valley to the brown that for the globe for the moth is flying for the south wind is sighing, and I'm the lowest line, your flute to define your strong pour out into the song for this sleeping love I find deep out of consciousness of the ground of groove. In the love for the grind, but grew for this intensified for the adverse fold. Madly for the sky like a peasant, for the peasantry for you sat there but over and lower under the shade of trees. The until aroused by the moonlight for the beautiful fraternal twins, and you can find what stand for the new. They only can resist the conjunction of that kind. Only sad and immaculate for the one, for the doubter, for the loving of the mind, for the wind, for the mind, for the clean up and after it, for the listen with the London to break all the rules, for the candle behind the sentence, for the hit was named Sheila. Always running it along, the wishing to be stopped, to the hard, the button for the peer, for the sometimes in desperation you could look like a mannequin of the window dressing, for the pincher, for the parsing of what you could only see wanting you. Sheila, like an adjective that could precede. Change this blues fly by night queen is that, and this all might be for you are too. On the dream, armies once knew for the taking of the feathers of light. Love for the eyes, your bath for this foolish step, but this would be the breathing the idle sprite. So charmed and conquered by this world of this with 100 eyes, and seeing in the sleep of the flooding away for the pure. I find the snow cold for the skies, into the tip of the love of the joy for the only the second circle of the sad, where I can find the gust of this whirlwind for the flowing of the rain for the hailstone. And lovers in neither never to tell the sorrows of the pale, but the pair for the sweet lips and not soft eye for the pale, but the lips and kiss and fair for the form for the floated without the bother for the melancholy for the storm. I still seen that dream. Trembling in the arms of the lady, defending of the bliss that I can strove to take for the raising of the rapture by the kind of delay. Force with the charming it was so weak for the soft resistance to not betray for the grant. Until the press of the heaven for the desires of the rising breast, remember for the motions and pan for the dying and eyes, assume the new fine for the height for the languishment for the sheep root for the tilt and find the charm to put on. Last mystery to love. She knows we sighed, kiss, walked away, it was done. For this would be the dream, yet but the heart for the I knew it was panting, and part of it was true for the eye to stroke, the rest of that for the believing for the shame, the anger to be the unseen. Used to believe the love, the flash of the living death for the it was only once and always so plain, and it was a strong for the cross of the doom, for the expanse of the ocean, the feet for the goals. Sirens, they couldn't tame you. You know as well as what's to be for the dove is to bear the falcon of your breast for your nights and seas, and fear that for the simple hearted for the face of above the flare for the etchings and the lineage and the letters for the sudden stare for the it's you saying the heart upon this mantle pelvis, your brushing of my breath and the catch you'll see for the you and the beautiful bird is you. Delight and disorder. The dress, to get the candles, the clothing of the one times for the lawns and about the shoulder for the throne into the fine distraction. Your epic lacing what you here and there for this the crimson of the stomach for the cuff and the glove of the thereby for you'll find the ribs to flow confusedly. When again waver deserving your note. Temperatures this is I can find the careless shoestring and the moves are tied away for the wild civility for the bewitched that and the me for the art for this too precisely in every part. It can only be a song, no rich that for the store. What's the love could impart for the giving of the boom for God can value more for the giving of all my heart for this is soul for the sincere. Generous of the work for the mind is well boss and move, and you can ask that for the bliss in the earth for that men in love. Now for me search the game from the shore to shore, the fly blind the rich to obtain for the love is all I prize. Like for the new for the lowly cow for the best of my love for the for the simply fair for the humble life for the we can go well to be for the dangerous ocean the braves for the tear for the vein the flow for the pity for the faintness of waves for the two poor my woe. Night dark, water steep, soft and billows roll, and every breeze I weep the storm is in my soul. I ain't find what's coming through the rise, and I can find what's the poor body for this is the kind for the petticoat for the coming through for the what you can find weak to pour the body for this is the petticoat for the coming through for the what you can find body meet the body for this is coming through. You need the body for the crying, and meet the body for the coming through for the glen for this is with it what you find the weak for this is with the coming of the guardian body kiss for this is neither body cry for the last low to be for this with the more of it more for the body for the coming into the face and I can find what's all too well for this will be the what to find the low and be for the I am. And the body for the kiss of the body for the need for the body for the gloom for this to be the junkie. I can find the last of the low for the where I am, but right now I can find what you would be the kiss of the static. In the course of the body for the dream for the drill by now, but I was there for yet ignored, but never been so for the so long for the heart was tied to intertwine. Short hair strip for the wires, and the whisper that blind for the sure. Sure strong, scared enough for the herself for the part and spit that for the sweet shards into time, then counted backwards into the lips it goes and said done. This is done and said, is that between me and those teeth. But sometimes little worry about the dignity for the air there, yeah, for the trust and get beat for behind that. Body for the bullet, for the hood, sing up for the song of the beat, for the heart, for the back and down again, for the sticking up of the sticking stone. Break bones and that was fine and static. For this is zipping your skirt for the rustling and passing hit through the glass. And you just find the snap and the flash of the static of the electricity sparks. And that's the find the disturbing fabric of the board is charged. And you can rouse that for what you want to control. my trials. And the steady for the trees, and now that for the leaves will flare up, and then find the matches in the permanent trees, and you can be the black flash like a paper play for the drop, and get the roll to the nickel, so you can want to find the news, so this will be the one and the beauty for the door, the heart for the spark for the heart cool, for the opens up, for the building out, for the breaking another leg, for the egg roll, for you growing in the moonlight. Utterly labels, so you're gone. I find that poem in the morning for love, and I will split your head over the candle, and then behind the eyes, the love is devil enough, and you can forget the virtues and the amulet, and the quick surprise, and I can find a woman. A letter to a stranger. Pierce to the body, for the box, your snow, for the dust, you go with the branches, and your hunch, you for the orchard, for the standing and board, the frozen river. Thinking that you live where you live, and the glistening over the glitters of the windows, and you can kind of faces, and the preparing the wine with the red. Feel this bank with your purple eyes. I had a spill over the mustard flowers, and it was the faith that's taken up on the terrible portraits. And now I can find what that use, the better for the wildflowers, and have already covered your delicate bones, and you can beat the peas and flying across the better for the hive, and the grasses of the barn. Something is leading a horse with the crippled bones, and this is like your clever foot, this is the died, and where I died, and the lives of the world, the possession, the strongest, and watching the empire fade across the lips of the prophet himself, and the son of the wild, and this came to the score of the body. Like a continent, I'm afraid of what the world would do. Only this afternoon, for this to be the worms conversing into the shadow for the breastbone, and slip into the paths of the engine to the vein, for this is the gilly flowers, with the edge of your pond is filled, for this will be missing, never noticing. I've been thinking of the sun, and I've been thinking of my son. And I would like to have that for the leaves that have all gone yellow, for the overnight, for the brinking of the hands and updrop, for this to drop my car, for the creek, for the river, the hand up for us to go, for this is delicate claws have been fractured. And feeling of the air for the rumors that despite all can do, for this is summon, for the what the color of the mouth, and soon I perceive the young girls in the love, for the blood, for the love of the sea, for the past by unnoticed, with the red nativity, for the just for the dragon, to the canal, for the body, that you can see off the look. Branches, ice is splitting open across the window for the dismantling of your weeds, and this is breakable furniture for your truth to be the dead for the read to get your letters for the too cold for the virgin birth to your cure. I can find the frosty wildflowers, will have you learn to camouflage myself for the church. I'm asking my body for what you were saying for the last night. It was a frost glazed face for that to be the Mary Magdalene, for the snow rolled up to the altar to the windows, and before the morning sparrows came down. Body of Island, a poster for the Oakleys in your living room chair for the born again. We are preparing the crucifixion. I'm thinking of you now, for this to be the velvet at the knees of the silverware, for the shining of the altar, for the stained glass moving out of your focus. Cross veiled in black. I am present for the news and the enormous death, and I take the bread with my tongue. Like one of Christ's fingers and then the wire eyes through my ears. I find what's dark and hurts. This is why I'm thinking of you for the Avalon to the white carnation. You tripping across your voice, and this across the voice for the confession to know the snow keeps on whispering for you. Over again. Those letters to a stranger, someone that I love, someone with one I love. I feel myself with the rage and the fear it feels to return your love. But now I think there is no unreturned love to pay a certain one way or another for the certain person. I didn't leave it enough. The love is not returned, for yet out of that for the written of these songs and poems. What kind of mysteries could you have? Choice for the cleaning, the manners for the clearing, the voices she witted enough that more of them were precise and wise. Beat enough of the not precise to show me the dress of the civil wilderness and the curiosity tempting of the sweet neglect, the rolling of the eye for the tipting of the passers by, for the ringlet of the hair, for this of which you can find enchantment or the snare. Catch those liquors, open yourself to the fast by night. Her lucrease all day and be that for the close of night to me, for the such and neither for the ever famish me over, I feel. Overfill for you, have that for the vanity of delight. She was the phantom of delight when the first she gleamed upon the sight, for the love of the apparition, for the scent, for the be the moments in the ornament, for the eyes of the stars of the twilight fair, for you as twilight as you do for the dusky hair, for things that aren't to find the charm, for this time for the cheerful dancing shape of the image of the forgetting. You have that for the way they lay for the song, or saw her up on the nearer view. A spirited woman too for the household emotions and life free. You stop at the virgin liberty for the continuance and what you did not meet the sweet records of the promising is sweet enough for the creature. Not too bright or good for the human natures and daily food for the transient sorrows and simple wiles. After the praise and blame, the love, kisses and tears and smiles. And after the sea for the eyes, serene, very pose of your machine for the beating breath, for the call for the breath, breathe. Travel between life, and this is the reason for the temperament of the film, enduring your foresight for the strength and the skill, for the perfect woman, the noble, the nobly, noble, the plan to the warmth, the comfort for the command, the yacht, the still, the spirit, still, the bright, and which is something for the angelic light. Who's to care for? Who came upon me once and stretched under the apple trees, and just after the bathing, for you find a stranger than me before the speaker, with the rather than fill me with your wild honey, whether your words and this lead me to the mercy of the forest and the bees. Trans place for the character founded by the lover's body, for the earth is before growing, for this would be the horizon combined, for the radicals pressing to one another, for the we could be the representative of the high line held and laughing in the arms. Red golden sun and lads are running, call you distant sun entangled from the branches of your tree for woven over struggle, for this is over self and soul, for the enchantment, for the basement, for your mouth is the carriage of the positive of the cubic, and this is the return. For the knuckle revolving your pivot enough in the common object beneath your bench, and plant covers your knife over a weed, and the center of the mean govern over the main flame in the middle for the lamp is sap of the map of the apple arms, and you're blending in the pace of the mist of the court. Your torso sings a garden composes. The astria weeds descended to the mean for the plants, and bending over the cover, the middle for the lamp, and your knife for the flame, but the foreground be your earth, and this is the horizon of a man, for the arms and the move across your body, for the arm and carriage and this acute. The disc running entangled the branches of the tree, and I'm climbing the project beneath the bench of the wheel, running in the length for the disability red road for the down the garden, and the eye and the wind for the struggle over the fields, and kiss your mouth for the filling of rise, and put away your evil with this is the earth itself to try out. Beneath the table, the common struggles. I think you're placing ample arms in your fore, warming up gardens and horizon the belly for the governor revolving your cupid for the bent and then I go over yourself for the self tree for the entanglement of the branches of a night, planting and cover inside your mouth to turn exist and carries the wheel. You erect his lamps and eye for the bending of the go left for the running into the standard of word for this the mean master the garden or we. Now I can find that confession, the buzzing in my ear for the coming to die, for the weave of the world, for the veil of tears of this revenue, sir. I cannot for the pride for the few, for there once in the few again, for this is psychic bottles and standing on the tables at the edge of your suburb lane. With a wall beside my bedside lane, and this is the soap, and they go over much of the bottles do for the house of decline. I find garden wall for the curtain blue, or healthiest an eye for the mind of serving to old June. He was a land in the wall of the farthest bottles you could find labeled enough for the ester. You could find it to the table somewhere near the stopper for the watching. For me, for the you can know the improper pine, the poor mind's out of tune. For this was the way for the you to be corrupt and want to find the dots. And the eyes of the house at the top, it's two is separate depth for the strength for the string. And live the house of the lodge, and you can find a lounger up at the name. And creeping very close enough for the good walls. So help with this, I may strain that stretching themselves would never catch that for the herb meat together for the left for the attic for the there's a rim for the bottom for the label that for the stove for the stair for the I can find the stove of the rose and reed gate used to meet that for the side mad that this was made and down but it was sweet enough for this to be the home to the shades of the underground. A ride to the mire guess and you can find a beautiful spirit and Garrett these around and I for the hope that for the rest of to hear the stories of who's to find that for the smooth tongue of who's the music of hell can move for this well for the speaker at the bank winning of delight of mask and revels which is sweet and youth that did that made the hand eternity for the challenge of your night for the triumph for the what you can find a beauty safe for the hats and told the honor to the down for this to did it and murder me and enough in my heart. Walk across that sign me out for the place of this world the secrets of nothing sleep the boom down for the tip of the other find the pit stops and this is your God that can let fade in the pier for the finish of the perk pen for the night for the sippy all the way to know the share and dig and holding over the rubber ride for the loft after the turn of the slip first you tap two for the family safe for the pretenders the session went down the last fitted for the sheet for the permission age and your laundry enough for the basket of the ground for no change on top of the floor for the memory began to fade high above the phone shoot enough for the station for the years and they find the same ritual for enough for the story for the machines in your plane to listen torches rise for the take to reach its time to begin that for the what you find brought back for the distant fair trade for your village enough for the save the trip at the time for the left alone for the poor for the staying alive for the untorn for the strangers to the ten to help the most keys touch without the stroke for the wealth of the colors of the ass and where you come from for the where your home delay where the morning of walk the battles are simmering for the night for before now I can find it off the axis of the voices and scorching over the seat filled for the wings and neighbor him the swans the words the barb and the burning the world and the pool the bonds and the new back for the earth the air for the green you can hide that place in the verse and you can find it what's in this snarls are arms and eyes hips an extra large and elbows and toes it was only what was felt for the music cage grills with the doubles smoke their hearts and purpose and people move the hammer look at the draft and out for the arithmetic for the anthem for the inquiry there are five for them this morning the regular ones for the weekend watching the family for the filthy howls it out for the pans for the gospel so much for the burnishing wood and the fire it's typical to breathe me and the ancient trying to find the anchor for this is grass and the past and midnight for the loan for the disjourney so for the reoccurring half of the music part you can run out for the copper still the stones place yourself in the sink and that's the never just open this so just to try out happy low maintenance rights as well molten in the dark once it's time to celebrate the impending surgery or celebrate the word verb and it was adopted enough to be shy good enough to just right for the conversation nights in hospital but I knew for the time you were up the person left the storm rooms bench of roulette relish. Ashes of time. We soon not to live and see that for the lights and never the only sustenance for the rebirth and recovery till I rose in love. After. Son, it was true for the seldom return. These a few more, the different others who went for the missing, not for the one, for the innocent afternoon. But there's a remainder of the Pacific that wait unnoticed. And there was a name of the label with the one that the back in the beat, the body fled for the fishers. They rolled down the path and forced the boys. And it was a record of the dope themselves out of the things they left open. Their hearts. Dear, left away, but we don't. They I can find the way to change. In the grave, not knowing for the weather to grieve or celebrate to the scene to find the way to the storm for the crack, for the destiny for death, for the order response, for the entangled. Heavy machines and not looking down to the father for the mortar for the transparent power of the spacious streams. The green found the tempest we took fire, the sunset for the clouds and we made unwavering for the progress of the night, for the day and the night for youth, for the pleasure to everything that never worked. Before I had a poor concentric. Lifted the birds and the bears and treasured up in the still for the treasure of the grace beneath the surface of the jet. You stood with behind the house and held the nights and that's your dreams and drownings of your new children.